My name is Wilfredo Prieto. I am an artist. Cuando madurando tu trabajo o estás
In
simplemente
trying to
experimentando
mature
las
your
nuevas
work,
formas,
you're
continuamente
constantly
estás
looking at your
buscando tu propio
predecessors
proceso.
to learn what the master said before and then try to bring your message. Rodin is a revolutionary. It's a challenge to appreciate it after some time because you start defining it as a certain style. But when I'm in a museum, I usually have to do a process kind of like Photoshop where I have to eliminate everything else that's around. Then you see the sensibility of each one. And I know people think of the Thinker and other more known pieces, but I'm more interested not so much in the finished sculpture, but all the different sketches and the experimental pieces leading to the final. As an artist, I relate to that. That's when you're doing the translation of the idea as it's coming to you into what it's going to communicate. I always remember it was such a challenge when I was 11 years old trying to create a hand. And I think it's a problem or a conflict that all artists have. And then when you look at Rodin, you kind of end up like, shit, I wish I was your student. Because he just had this enormous freedom with his expression. What touches me most is the expression in the materials. You have to dominate the material, not let the material dominate you. I always thought of it as like a baseball player. He has to know the technique and the force that he has to hit. But beyond that, you have to think further and imagine where you want to bring the ball to. When he does his sculptures, he changes certain proportions, but it's a modification based on the knowledge of the proportions. And that's what expresses the proficiency of that control. I try to create those movements of Rodin's hands, and I find it almost impossible. But they don't look like they're broken or done wrongly, they look real. I don't think it was about getting to that perfection like a mathematical equation, but to just get to the point where you understand and feel it. Something as simple as just a hand becomes the protagonist of some feeling that's essential. Compared to other mediums, sculpture is a representation that's a lot closer to reality because of three-dimensionalness. Rodin created a revolution in sculpture because this sculpture will reflect something that was closer to living. I tried to do the exercise of imagining Rodin in that moment to have that power, that courage that exists when you're doing a piece. When you start approaching your own way of thinking, your own ideas.